It started the same way every morning. Just as the sun scraped the horizon, the old man with the weathered cap and frayed boots hobbled down to the end of the pier, dragging behind him a rusted cart filled with nets, buckets, and silence. Some said he smelled like brine and sorrow. Others claimed he talked to the sea. But most just laughed. Tourists snapped photos from afar. Teenagers made TikToks mocking his bent posture and mumbling. "There's Grandpa Tuna," they'd sneer. "Bet he talks to mermaids." He never answered. Not with words. Only with work. Hour after hour, he cast his line, always in the same spot. Never sold a fish. Never joined the market down the hill. And no one ever saw him eat what he caught. Just that same walk. That same silence. That same routine, day after day, week after week. Until one rainy morning, when a boy dropped his phone into the bay and cursed loud enough for everyone to look. The fisherman, without hesitation, dove straight into the cold, murky waters. No hesitation. No thought. He came up coughing, soaked to the bone, but holding the phone like it was made of gold. The crowd clapped half-heartedly. A few cheered. But the boy just laughed. "Man, you're nuts. It's not even waterproof." The fisherman smiled faintly, tipped his cap, and went right back to fishing. But the rain didn't stop that morning. It kept falling. Harder. As if the sky was trying to rinse something off the town. No one knew where he lived. They assumed a shack somewhere past the rocks, or a boat run aground. Some even joked he slept under the pier with the crabs. But the truth was deeper. It was a child, no, children, that saw it first. A little girl wandered off during a fireworks show. Her mother screamed, ran up and down the beach. But it was the fisherman who found her, barefoot and crying beneath the old pier. He held her gently and whispered, "Don't be scared, the sea listens." When her mother rushed in, the woman froze, not because of her daughter, but because behind the fisherman, hidden in the shadows of the wooden beams, were boxes, dozens of them. Canned goods. Blankets. Old books. Water jugs. Tiny shoes. And beside them, children. Not tourists. Not runaways. Locals. Kids whose parents worked 2 jobs but still couldn't feed them. Kids who knew how to hide from the system. Kids who smiled at this quiet man like he was their lighthouse in a storm. He had been feeding them for years, in secret. Fish, soup, bread. Homework help. Bedtime stories written on sea-weathered journals. No donations. No GoFundMe. Just the fish he caught, and the love he refused to speak about. It broke one morning, like a wave too heavy to carry. A health inspector from the city came to the pier with a clipboard and a sneer. "He's fishing illegally," someone had reported. "Feeding the homeless without a license." Crowds gathered. Some watched, amused. Others, silent. The inspector slapped a fine in the fisherman's hand. The old man looked at it. Then up at the clouds. Then he turned around and whistled. From beneath the pier, they came. Not just kids this time. Grown-ups. Mothers. Veterans. Men with calloused hands and eyes too tired to beg anymore. They stood behind him, dozens deep. And in front of them, one little girl stepped forward and held up a sign drawn in crayon. "He feeds us when no one else will." Silence. Then a slow clap. Then more. Then tears. And one by one, people from the crowd stepped forward, putting their own names on the fine. Offering to pay. Offering food. offering help. That old fisherman never said a word. But in that moment, he didn't need to. Because in the town where people once laughed at him, they finally saw him, not as a joke, not as a relic, but as a lifeline. Moral of the story is that true dignity doesn't shout, it shows. And sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness feed more than hunger, they feed hope.